Hi, welcome to the JCPenney YouTube channel. My name is Ohemaa, and today I am going to be talking to the founder extraordinaire of Mintty Cosmetics, Junior Mintt. Let's welcome Junior Mintt.
Hello, hello. It's amazing to see you.
I'm so excited to try all your amazing products. And if you didn't know, Mintty Cosmetics is actually available at JCPenney Beauty online and also at JCPenney Beauty in stores. So definitely go ahead and check it out. Hi, Minty. How are you? What have you been doing?
I'm doing great. I've been keeping my nose to the grindstone. I think that's how they say it.
Show us a palette we're going to be using today. Let's start with the prep and then let's talk about the brand.
They want to see the makeup. They want to see the makeup. And so today, one of the palettes we'll be using is our EmpowerMintt Eyeshadow palette. This is the first thing that we released, and this honestly is like truly my baby. I'm very proud of them because it is a palette that has seen me through so much. I was just very intentional. And this is truly the product of hours and hours of work and making sure that the colors are right, the colors blend, the colors show up on melanated skin and non-melanated skin. I'm very proud of this baby. Yes.
Before Minty tells us about her brand and how she started it, we're gonna start with the eyes, okay?
Oh, baby.
So as we're prepping, can you tell us a little bit about Mintty Cosmetics and how you started your brand?
The fact of a friend of mine asked me, I do drag and I'm a drag performer, and that's how I first got into makeup. And as many trans people, I was going about my life, not questioning my gender, thinking of myself as a boy. And it is so funny to me because it was when I started doing makeup for drag that I started to ask myself questions about my gender. And at the end of the night, every single time when I would take my makeup off, I would get very emotional and very sad and the kind of feeling where I didn't want to look in the mirror. And the thing that made me realize that I was trans was realizing that the only time I allowed myself to see myself as a woman was doing drag, and realizing that I deserve to be able to have this feeling 24/7.
So is there anything that is unique about your brand? Like, is there anything that you do that nobody else is doing or nobody else has done, and that you feel like sets your brand apart from all the other makeup brands out there?
We do a lot of things differently, but the thing that I'm most proud of us doing differently is listening to the community that is supporting us. And I say that because it's queer people, it's trans people, but it's also allies, it's straight people, it's cis people as well. And every palette that we come out with is from feedback that I get. Something that as a queer person, I'm always aware of, which is using the community that supports you to actually highlight them as well. And I say that because it's really easy to pander to a community and be like, oh, this thing, oh yeah, this thing. We'll put people voguing in the commercial. But when it comes to actually supporting, uplifting, and embracing the community, it rarely ever happens.
Yeah.
And as well, it rarely happens to community members who don't have a huge platform. That's why if you look on our Instagram, it's mintty.makeup on Instagram. And if you look at it, you're going to see queer people of all sizes. You're going to see trans people. You're going to see Black trans people. You're going to see POC trans people, and all of which are people who inspired my concept of beauty. Because I'd be going into these clubs. Also, that line you just did was a solid line.
Thank you.
I saw.
Can you tell us what color you're using? Because that yellow is really popular.
Yes, I'm using Upliftment, and it is, oh my God. Another thing that we do differently is all of our products are designed with melanated skin first. It needs to work on melanated skin from every shade of brown.
The colors are so gorgeous. How many years did you do drag?
This summer will be, I started in 2018.
Oh.
So that would be 5 years this July.
So do you still do shows in Brooklyn?
Oh yeah.
Really? Where?
I produce my own monthly show, which is an open stage for newer and beginner performers, so that way they have an encouraging space to begin. And then I also have a monthly show that I produced for just about 4 years. And it actually, for like close to 3 years, was the only show in New York produced by a Black trans woman. And
Oh,
and it was amazing because we ended up creating a space where people really showed up for each other. And it really means the world to me because we produce at Come On Everybody, this amazing queer-owned space that's in Bed-Stuy. And basically, it's a space where so many people have begun their drag careers. So many people have found the comfort within themselves because as a Black trans person, we fall through a lot of cracks in society. And the only thing that stops us from falling through more is each other and making sure that we have what we need.
Okay, so with February being Black History Month, can you tell us what it means to you to have a month to Black culture, Black history, and everything Black?
So I love Black History Month. Black History Month is one of my favorite times of the year because it's a time where, for me, Black History Month is every single month. It is every single month because for me, I look at my Black mama, I look at my Black siblings, I look at my Black friends, and every single day, I'm so thankful for the community that they've given me and for the love that they've given me. And I look at all of the amazing things that we've done as a people. And the thing that gets me about the month is I want people to see it as every month as well. Yeah. Because for me, it is the things that Black people have added to this world and to this society. It is the most beautiful, the most impactful. Like, when I tell you my mom raised me to love being Black, it was the one thing that she was always, always very adamant about, which was you come from an amazing lineage. I come from, like, my grandmother grew up in South Carolina. And she was born in 1924. And she would tell me stories of how my grandfather had to take a rifle out to the field and run the KKK off of his land. And it's things like that where, and I think about the strength that has had to exist in my family in order to get to this point. And I am so freaking proud of my family because I am the embodiment of resilience, of strength, of beauty, of people who in the worst of times saw a reason to keep going, to not only take care of their kids, but love their kids, to nourish their kids, to believe that their kids will have a brighter future. And that, it just, can you tell how much I love being Black?
I do.
And I love it so much because I think we're in a time now in the 2020s where people are acknowledging it outwardly, and people who may not have had access to the information or as well even just access to Black people, because there are places in this country where there's not many of us. And it feels so amazing to like have you hosting this, because this is, you're getting to not only be yourself, but also possibly be that person who is educating and enlightening and shining your light onto other people. And I'm so thankful to be here with you and to have both of these beautiful melanated people sitting up in here on this camera for Black History Month.
You know, it's the representation for me. So did you launch like in 2020 or after?
In 2020, when we were beginning to have pods and everything and be able to, like, you know, you're seeing these specific group of people. That was the time where that's when, in, I want to say it was May of 2020, and I was hanging out with my friend and their partner, and they were basically asking me the questions, and that's when I decided on makeup. And once I decided on makeup, that's when I began researching. It was about a year of planning, testing out formulas, trying different manufacturers, and as well, also, while doing all of that, trying to set up online retail, trying to figure out how am I going to sell this makeup online, how am I going to ship this stuff. So all of that was a year.
So our eyes are done, okay? Like the eyes are on point.
Yes.
What's next?
We are about to go in with the Bedazzlemintt Blush, and I like to go in with Statement, which is this deep purple. And
Mhm.
I like to go in with that towards the bottom of my contour. So it kind of blends it up. And as
Okay.
you're blending it up, it blends beautifully with my setting powder to the point where the blush begins to get lighter. So it basically gives you its own gradient as it goes up.
Mhm.
And sometimes when I'm feeling real cute, I'll just contour with the darkest enjoyment. And
Okay.
it's, I like to call it from my 70s Diana Ross Studio 54 fantasy.
The blush is very pigmented. It's showing up. I don't
Mm,
want to add more because I know that it's gonna be like very intense.
hmm
Okay,
And
but
that's sometimes if I'm feeling adventurous, I'll do the contour with that, and then I'll go with embarrassment just on a little bit on the apple.
just to blend it out a bit. I love it. Okay.
Exactly.
And I
Because
also like that you have like four very different shades in here. So this is like really perfect for all skin tones. Like there's a very
yes.
light, there's that medium light, there's that deep, and there's that deeper
hmm
shade in here where you can actually mix all the shades together and get like something very unique. I like. Okay, what are we gonna use next? Are we gonna use one of these palettes, Pride shadows?
Yes. I made these because, well, right before Pride started, I was like, um, I want to do something that is going to be referential to my identity, but at the same time, something that can be a gift to other trans people and have it be something that can like accentuate their beauty and have them be able to use it in a multitude of ways. And at
Okay.
the same time, carrying it around kind of lets you know where you stand with trans people. It's like, I gave a trans person my money.
Yay.
Baby, be proud of it.
Support your community.
I want
Okay.
to go in with Adornment from the Prideshadow. And what I like to do is I like to go right at the literal corner of the eye and
Okay.
blend it down into basically the powder and foundation.
It's very, very finely milled. So what are you gonna do next?
So up next, I'm about to apply my lip. It is our Rivers of Sangria Wine Lip Treatment Duo. It comes with the lipstick, a liquid lipstick, and as well a liner. And my favorite part about them is that, one, they stay on all day. I've done like multiple shows with this lip color where it's like it'll stay on forever. And all of the names of all of the colors are actually homages to Stonewall icons. And for Black History Month, also Marsha P. Johnson, important person to know.
So this is us done with our looks. Okay, let's do our final poses and then we'll just
Yes.
tell everybody where to find your products. So you're going to be able to find all of Junior Mintt's products at jcpenney.com/beauty, or you're going to be able to find it at JCPenney in stores. Mintty has a lot of really good products, and her products are pigmented. They're for all skin shades, all skin tones. As you can see, the blush, like, just look how poppin'. It's natural. Like, you can make it as intense as she did. Look at her blush. You see how intense our blush is?
Oh,
Or you
honey.
can do it as, as mild as I did
You
mine.
said subtle.
I mean, mine is not that subtle, but we'll just call it subtle. Okay.
I live. I live.
Thank you so much for talking to us today. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun doing color because I haven't done color in like a week. Okay, and that's a lot for me. Okay. Thank you so much
Yes.
for watching, and we will see you guys in our next episode. Bye.
Bye.